Hey everybody, welcome to StarWarsNewsNet.com. This is our YouTube channel, and we're going to talk about the latest reveal, which is the High Republic new Jedi characters put out by StarWars.com. So what we're going to do here is just tell you the name, go over these pictures, and give our takes on each character and what we think they're going to be all about, and have a little fun with it. So it's kind of a news video here, but it's also a little bit of opinions and stuff like that. If you're familiar with the Resistance broadcast, it's kind of what we do. So it's a little blend. News, podcasting, here we are. All right, guys. You guys ready? James and Lacey with me as always, by the way.
We are ready.
All right, so the first character here is called Avar Kriss, and Avar is the brightest, most noble example of Jedihood. She always tries to see the good in people and situations and never puts herself first. She is invigorated about life on the frontier and the challenges it brings, and is an inspiration for those who work with her. She is compassionate, not dogmatic, and always ready to sacrifice herself over others. Avar Kriss is the best of the best. That sounds very Top Gun to me. It'll be the best of the best out there.
The best of the best.
The best around.
Now, are we just showing them the photos, or?
I'm going to put them up on screen while you're talking about them.
Okay. All right. Sure. So who wants to go first on Avar Kriss?
Well,
that's a big lightsaber.
It is a big lightsaber.
That's like the old action figures. Remember the first wave of like Power of the Force of the gigantic lightsabers?
It's a lot of gold, I got to say. So she's got blonde hair, gold robes, kind of a goldish hilt, and then gold and white is what I'm getting, which is interesting because if you look at the title of Star Wars, The High Republic, and like all the kind of marketing around it, it's all gold and white and like Art Deco and stuff. So that's really cool. I mean, she sounds like the perfect hero, right? Like the shining example of what Jedi should be. The thing that sticks out to me is that it says that she's invigorated about her life on the frontier. Like, what does that mean? Where is the frontier? Is that Outer Rim? Is that a new planet? What does that mean? Because it sounds like they picked her up from wherever she might be and then brought her to this new place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also thought it was, too, the point to say that she is not dogmatic, which is kind of the point of saying, like, it's not the Jedi from the prequel trilogy. Which has always been the argument, is that they were too dogmatic. So if this is your hero, it's a hero that is absolutely not the Jedi of the prequels, you know.
Right. So she is the textbook Jedi is what they're kind of trying to tell us here. Probably does everything the right way. Maybe because of that, maybe she's a little boring. You know, she's going to be maybe she's going to be challenged in a way. Like if you look at like, I'm going to pretend like these are like the Ninja Turtles and like she's like Leonardo and you're like, all right, she's the leader, but you know, Raphael's the one that everyone likes because he's funny and cool and he breaks the rules a little bit. And I think some of these other characters are probably going to compliment her in that way. But she looks like she's going to be like maybe like the leader of the group, at least at first glance here. And she's got one of those Star Warsy names, right, guys? Avar Kriss. So
would he get to some of these other ones?
Yeah, I can't. Right. I kind of want to know, though, this obviously describes her as this, like, bright star, perfect person. Right. You can't help but wonder, there's always a flaw in characters. Like, what's her flaw, then, if everything's so wonderful about her, right?
Yeah, maybe it is that she puts herself or puts other people in front of her.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that they can, you know, I've seen movies and things where people consider their flaw to be you're too nice, you're letting people walk over you.
Yes, too selfless, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next we move on, and she is a human character, but next we have a non-human character. We have Twi'lek, however you want to pronounce that. This is Loden Greatstorm.
What a great name.
That sounds like they threw it into a Star Wars name generator.
Yeah. Now this is like one of those things like what is like the street name that you grew up and your middle name, like that's your Star Wars name. It's like my name's Loden Greatstorm. It looks like Loden here has a white lightsaber. Considered to be one of the best teachers in the Jedi Order, strong and wise with a good sense of humor. Loden, there you go, see? Loden looks at every moment as a learning experience, always trying to better himself and those around him, especially his Padawans. So I'm
going yellow on that lightsaber.
You think yellow? Okay.
I think it's just contrasted with the image and everything being yellow.
So is this the old sage, or the old wise mentor of the group, kind of like the Yoda but not Yoda type of vibe?
Yeah, he has a facial look of Red Skull from Captain America.
Yeah.
But besides that, again, white and gold, very like regal. His robes are way too long in this concept art. How is he supposed to get around anywhere?
It's very Padme-ish, isn't it?
It is.
Like Queen
The other
Amidala
thing I
stuff.
noticed is on the front of his kind of gown, it's like not a, I forget what they call it. It's the thing that hangs down in the front.
A
part
sash.
Of it. Is it a sash? Is that what it is?
A sash.
Okay.
That's what I would have called it too.
Sash Rendar.
On the sash are actually the logos from the High Republic logo. Like the little artistic detail is what's on the front of his sash.
Yeah, good call there.
His face looks a little bit. I agree with you on the Red Skull. That is spot on.
He looks like Red Skull.
And it's also a little bit like
It's
early
his nose.
early
He
like
doesn't have
concept
eyebrows.
art, like of what Wookiees were originally going to look like. Kind of, it was supposed to have like that upturned nose and reptilian a little bit.
I don't like it.
But he's got the green look, and maybe they are going for a little tinge of Yoda. I don't know, James. What do you got on Loden Greatstorm?
I'm kind of surprised that it isn't. Well, we don't really know what yellow lightsabers mean right now in canon. But
Right.
if I were to see this character and hear the description, I would assume this character would have a green lightsaber because that would show that they're connected to the Force. He seems like someone who would not need to be jumping around, but would like stand steady and be strong, kind of controlling the area from his locked-in position,
Right.
which is what Lacey was saying about his robes are too long. He doesn't need to move around because he's strong with the Force. So
You know what's going to happen now, right? And
He's
John's
going to
going
be
to
the most mobile.
No, John's going to be so mad. I'm going to change my Twitter name to Lacey Greatstorm.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, Loden, Lacey, it's there. It's there
Yeah.
for the
This is-
taking.
Yeah,
These
they
are
both start
books,
with
though.
an
They
L.
don't have to address it. They could be like, Loden ran really fast. Like,
Right.
it's like he doesn't.
But I just know John hates that name
Yeah.
thing. Even though he had John Hoey Plus for like 3 months.
Did I?
Yes.
I'll bring it back. All right. Next up, we have now, just looking at the picture, this is going to be like the sassy punk rocker with the 1980s haircut pop star. This is Keeve Trennis. Not tennis, Trennis. Keeve Trennis. And Keeve is a young firebrand Jedi. There you go. Firebrand Jedi, believed to have a great future ahead of her, if only she would believe it herself. Quick-witted and more impulsive than she should be, Keeve has only been a Jedi Knight for a few weeks, and is a little starstruck around Avar, knowing many of the great things Chris has done in the past. She's determined to prove herself to Avar and the other legendary Jedi stationed on Starlight Beacon. Ooh, did we know that before? Starlight
Yes.
Beacon?
Maybe
Yes.
that's the frontier, like space frontier.
But
That's the
Space
space
station.
station.
first, she must learn to trust in herself as much as she trusts in the Force. So I'm getting like early Ahsoka vibes from this character, kind of like rebellious teenager type of thing. James disagrees, so I'll let you start here, James.
This is a character that turns to the dark side.
I was just about to say that. This is not that,
Oh,
but
come on.
I
Are
was
we
gonna
still
say
doing this?
I was gonna say this is the character that does the stupid thing to impress someone and ends up throwing everything off. Like that character that tries so hard to be like, oh, I'm doing everything right. I could do this on my own.
That makes more sense to me.
And then causes the problem that results in whatever it is. I'm trying to think of a good example. I can't think one off the top of my head, but like a very young character that's trying to prove themselves.
Yeah, this is all over the place. Firebrand Jedi, meaning she has a certain attitude or whatever. Why did the Jedi let her become a Jedi? She's only been there for a week, so this is obviously the first of the too old to begin the training. This is the era when they're learning that. It also says she has she's bright about her future. And where's the other line that I'm looking for here? She's determined to prove herself. This just requires she's set out for, like, she has a certain thing in her head that the way it should go, and when it doesn't go that way, she's gonna be upset about that.
I just hope they don't do the whole thing again, like, oh, another one turning to the dark side, and she's gonna get redeemed. There we go again.
John, that if you don't like that story, that's That's literally like all of Star Wars. I mean, it's
so
going
give me
to
something
be that
new.
What do you mean?
She's got some cool hair.
Yeah.
Her outfit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very.
I mean,
her hair's very
that's the
Madonna
human-
1985.
That's the human condition. Like, no matter what, you're
I
going to be
know,
like,
but-
oh, this story is about a kid, and he
This
had
is
a
supposed to be
bright
the
future,
Jedi
and then
in the
he
height
turned
of their
into a-
power, James, and they're going to have someone turn to the dark side again.
Again, she has
Yeah.
that detail from the logo, by the way. I think that's
Yeah.
going to be the Jedi.
She's the Michelangelo of the group. The Michelangelo from Ninja Turtles.
I love her double-sided green saber.
That is cool. That is cool. That is pretty cool. That means
Which
she's
is
going to
like
be very.
Michelangelo's.
Well, that'd be Donatello, the bows.
I guess you could think of it like that, but
Oh, nunchucks.
a bow
yeah.
is one weapon, and the nunchucks are kind of like two weapons connected by a
So
piece.
she's gonna be flashy because she, like Darth Maul, like flipping that
Acrobatics,
thing
yeah.
around and stuff. And I keep forgetting, like for as of now anyway, we're not gonna see them actually animated doing this.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually.
I'll buy the pop-up book. Just do that. Pull the tab. Move the lightsaber. All right. Next, we move on to Gaston. I'm sorry, Stellan Geass.
Oh, he's so hot.
Stellan is an optimistic and well-respected Jedi Master. Stellan came up through the Order with Avar Kriss, and although they are often on different assignments for the Jedi or the Republic, when the two work together, they are a powerhouse team of two noble heroes in action. And enter the shippers. Strong in the Force and a natural teacher, Stellan is currently stationed at one of the Jedi Temple outposts on the distant planet of Karagon Viner. All right, guys, so Stellan Geass, this is kind of like, to me, it looks like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. He's got a crossguard saber, but the crossguard is like metal. It's not part of the blade.
Yeah.
He's got a holster, looks like, for a blaster, potentially. What do you guys make of Stellan?
He looks like the guy that's going to give Avar Kriss a hard time. If I was to guess right now, the story, it will be that Keeve and Avar together on this station with Loden, and then Loden sends them off planet to meet up with Stellan, and Avar and Keeve go meet up with Stellan, and then hijinks ensue.
All right. James, what do you make of this guy? He's got his blue saber.
He's going to be a babe.
He's a Boy Scout. He's a Boy Scout.
There's no way he's a Boy Scout. Because you have Avar Kriss, who's like the perfect by-the-book Jedi. So
he's
that means that
he's
this
well
character...
respected and optimistic, though, they say.
Yeah, but...
I'm kind of with John. I think he might be more of like a Captain America.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd be for that. I've seen enough Han Solo-y types.
Looked up Karagon Viner just to be sure that wasn't something from like,
Yeah.
Clone Wars or something. It's not. It looks like it's brand new to this.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think there's not a whole lot here with this character. I think we kind of nailed it. We think that he just might be classic, tried and true, and what happens when things go wrong. How do people handle it?
He's got the strong jawline and the coiffed
Yes.
brown hair. This is
Is that
Kal-El.
Aaron Eckhart?
It's Superman. This is Kal-El. This is Henry Cavill. This is what this guy is. So I'm curious what he's all about.
Wait, they can't have relationships, though, right? Because the Jedi don't.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they start doing that and falling in love, and who knows? Yeah.
Again, yeah, I think we're in that weird period where like a lot of the rules that we have in the prequels could be established here, where they're like, yeah, it's fine, and then like something happens, they're like, maybe it's not fine.
Oh,
Or
maybe
maybe-
it's the two of them, yeah.
Or the rules in the prequels are created because of stuff that happened with this crew.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's like,
okay, I got
like,
you.
oh, it's fine, and then they're like, maybe it's not fine.
Yeah,
'Cause
okay.
bad stuff is happening, and
Yeah.
people are turning to the dark side. And
I think I'm with you there, James. All right, you want to move on to our next one?
It's
yep,
the last one.
Last one here.
Last one here. I like the name. Reminds me of Ernest. Vernesta Vern Ruo. Ruo. Vern is a newly minted Jedi Knight. Vernestra Mirialin was Padawan to Stellan Geass. So no longer Padawan. She works hard and is devoted to the Jedi Order. more so than most others her age. At 16, she is one of the youngest knights in a generation. She struggles to fit in with the adults while also setting a good example for younger Jedi. Okay, so this is the no longer a Padawan, but fresh Jedi Knight.
I'm not a girl.
This gives me the Anakin vibes, like Attack of the Clones Anakin, like not a Jedi Master, but a Jedi Knight, and trying to prove herself, teenager, trying to show their worth, sort of thing. This gives me the Anakin vibes here. I don't know what species she is.
She's green.
Yeah, she's green.
She looks like Gamora, actually.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like Gamora.
Yeah,
she's got
that's
like
a good
brown, purplish hair.
Purple hair. She's got a blue lightsaber. Pretty looks like a standard lightsaber there.
This is the junior novel, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, so these are all not going to appear crossovers from one another, or they are?
No, I'm sure they are. But this character is on the cover
of the junior read.
Yeah.
Justina Ireland's book, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys think of Vern? Overall?
She's cute.
Yeah?
I think she's going to be a good cosplay for people because she's green. She's a little different than just being a human Jedi.
And especially for young girls, like she's a teenager, yeah.
She's got a cool outfit. Again, the logo's all the same. Each of these characters are wearing white and gold and brown.
Yeah. This is like, that whole golden age of Jedidom, like what Jedi should aspire to be, it seems like. So that's the only reason why I deviated from what you were saying, James, about one of them turning to the dark side. But what's your take here on Vern overall?
At 16, she's one of the youngest.
In a generation. Yeah.
Man, it seems crazy because that means that if she's 16 and she's one of the youngest in an entire generation, that means they don't really start recruiting people into the High Republic as Jedi until they're 17 plus.
Unless they mean she obtained knight status.
Yeah, that's how I took it. Like she got her license.
That's how you took it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like kind of how like Obi-Wan was in his 20s when he became a Jedi Knight and faced the trials after the Phantom Menace. She's doing this at 16. You know?
Okay. I see that. Okay.
Like when you go for your driving test and your friends like beat you to it, you're like, oh man.
No, you know what? Actually, I think you're right because it starts off by saying she's a newly minted Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. Okay.
She works hard, devoted to the Order, more so than most others her age. So she seems obsessed with the whole thing. She's bought in, sold. Right. She's all about it, and that's why she's the student that reminds the teacher there's a quiz that day in class. She's
or
the one
homework. You forgot to give us
she's the one
homework.
who's sitting at the front of the class, and that's why she's 16 and already a Jedi Knight while everyone else is slacking off going to diners and stuff. She's the one becoming the Jedi Knight. So that's kind of cool. And that kind of may play off in whatever other characters are involved in her novel, the Justina Ireland novel, because it seemed like there were a lot of young people and creatures and stuff that may be able to feed off her. So that's it. That's the 5 characters there.
One last question.
Yeah.
Who has the best lightsaber?
Well, here's the thing. I'm still on the Keeve Trennis is going to be the bad guy. Or at some point she's going to turn because she's the only one here with like a double-bladed lightsaber, and I feel like that's somebody going like Darth Maul. Like she almost looks at the camera and like for 1 second it's like a slow motion wink and it's like dun 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 dun, dun and then like that's it. It's just like it's like just a little wink at hey,
yeah,
this is our bad character.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm gonna go with Stellan Geass because he's got this like the Kylo Ren-esque, but it's not the blades on the side. And also, let's not forget he has that beer koozie hanging on the side there, which is good in case you're out in the frontier and you get a little thirsty.
The correct answer is he has the coolest lightsaber. I just like the double bladed for the.
Lacey, what's your favorite?
Character. I think Keeve because I just love the double sided.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so cool. Because again, going back to the Rise of Skywalker, I really wanted Rey to have a double-sided saber so bad that now every time I see one, I'm like, that's what I want.
And I wonder if her wrist guards, have abilities to deflect lightsaber blades or blaster bolts.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like Wonder Woman, like bing, bing. Yeah. This is all pretty cool. I'm curious to see what they do with this. And then this obviously also keeps sparking something in my mind that do they animate these characters eventually in a series and move on beyond the pages. But as we've speculated on this on the podcast, we think that the Game of Thrones guys may have been doing movies around this time, and maybe this was a bigger picture, but who knows. But the news what it is, I think this is all pretty cool. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, guys?
No, I love Jedi.
We love Jedi, and we love you. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you around, kids.